there are better ways to do this. In fact, I think it's time. We can make it better, faster, stronger. We have the resources, we have the technology, we can make it automated and big. That's right, guys, I think it's time for us to build an automated sugarcane farm. Stay tuned! What's up, guys? It's Coop Dizzle here, and welcome back for episode, I think it's 23 on the StreamCraft server. Hope you guys are doing well today, and thanks for hanging out with me today. We've got a really cool project lined up for today. In fact, let me see. We are going to be adding another large tower, another skyscraper, into our city here, so I'm really excited about that, and it's going to be a sugarcane farm this time, so that'll be pretty cool too. I'm really excited about it, and I've been doing a lot of prep work off camera. I still have a little bit more to do, but let's just, whoa, step away from the ledge, Coop Dizzle. Don't do it, man. Alright. So anyway, let me kind of show you what I'm thinking about here, and actually I want to show you some stuff I've been doing off camera as well. I've actually been doing a lot of playing in between episodes this time, so there's kind of a lot to show, and we'll just kind of go through that really quick, I guess. But anyway, we haven't updated the map together in a while. That's something I used to do every episode, and I've just been running out of time, so I wanted to kind of show you guys this real quick. This was the area that we did in the last episode, the OP tree farms, and that really worked out. I got tons of oak wood logs, and I've been working on the pathway being kind of hidden by all these trees over here, doing a bunch of custom trees and things. Speaking of custom trees, I've completed the first episode, the pilot episode, I guess you could say, of Minecraft Landscaping Fast, where I show an easy method for doing custom trees. So anyway, these are some of them, and I can't walk around in here too much because my FPS drops massively whenever I'm walking around in here. If I get too far, if I get too much further over where the more detailed, fleshed out areas start to kick in, then yeah, you might have already caught some. I start to get major FPS drops. Yep, there it goes. It's starting. So anyway, but all of these used to just be the tall oak trees, and I've just been going through and adding a bunch of logs and customizing the trees, and I think that that's coming along really good. So we're going to get kind of away from all that stuff, and hopefully I'll be able to show that off. I don't know how I'm going to show that off when we do a base tour episode, just because when I get over by the nether portal, it looks like a slideshow. It's real bad. But anyway, so that's part of what I've been doing off camera. I've also been getting together some resources for this tower, and I was thinking about where it's going to go, and I kind of feel like whenever I built this, I tried to keep it pretty close to the central plaza here, and it's not that far away. Like, there's not that much of a gap in between it, but there really isn't enough room to do something big over here, so I really don't know what I'm going to do over there. And but I do want to try and squeeze something in on that corner. I feel like where we're missing out on the skyline right now is going to be in between the observation tower and the Gurkha villager tower. So in this area right here is where we're going to do it. Hopefully I can squeeze it in. And it's going to be a sugarcane farm. It's going to be one of the diamond-shaped sugarcane farms, originally made famous by Daedalus, and then tutorialed by Momo Jumbo, and then made more famous by Doc M. And so it's been done, but I think the way that we're going to put the shell around it is going to be really neat. So the shell is going to be based off of the design for the World Trade Center 2. I believe it is, and I'll have to look that up. If I'm wrong, I'll correct it in the next cut. But I'll put a picture of it on the left side here. Maybe if I move over here, I can kind of almost get it where it's going to go in the skyline. But anyway, it's actually incomplete. The one that's complete in New York right now is the One World Trade. So they finished building that one, but they have other towers that are supposed to be constructed, and the others have just been halted for the time being. But anyway, so we're going to base it off of the final design. I think it's going to fit with that design for the farm, and I think it's going to look really awesome. So I'm excited to do it. I actually didn't have any sugarcane to make a sugarcane farm with, so I set up a ghetto sugarcane farm, and while I was at it, waiting for the sugarcane to grow, I finally set up some ghetto animal farms too. So I've got the sheep going, but I only have 1 pig and 1 cow at the moment, so I'm overdue for that stuff. I should have done that a long time ago, but I want to get those animals together because eventually we're going to make farms for these guys too. But anyway, guys, so I'm going to do a little bit more off-camera work, getting some resources together, and then when I get that done, I'll be right back. Alright, so I was just looking around trying to figure out, I wonder if this thing's even going to fit. I hope we have enough room. But anyway, so here's some of the resources that I got together, guys. I made a couple of trips to the Ice Spikes Plains. It took me a long time to find it, but I managed to get a bunch of packed ice and some polished andesite as well, and I've got a little bit of coal blocks. I can make some more if we need it, and I think these are the 3 blocks we're going to be making the shell out of, but that's going to be for the end of it. I also did some major crafting here to get 3 stacks of pistons and a stack of hoppers. That's way too many hoppers, but you know, we've got them. A stack of repeaters, stack of comparators. I don't need that much, but you know, a stack of torches, but just to have them on hand, so I definitely won't run out of materials. I think this should be plenty of building blocks for the farm itself. And actually, all this glowstone I got through trading, which was pretty cool. And farmed up the sugarcane and all that stuff. And this is just some extra stuff laying around, but I think this is all the stuff I'm going to need for the farm itself. So I think, ooh, pretty sunset. I think I'm going to go ahead and just get a start on that. I think I'm going to build probably just the first level of it, and then we can see how it kind of fits in, and I can show you guys exactly how the design works, just in case you've never seen it before. Yeah, and then we'll go from there. Alright, so we got a bit of stuff done, and I'm having to do some, I don't know, some tinkering with the plans here a little bit. So what we've got here is we have 2 sizes for the farm. On the right side here, we've got the farm as it was intended to be made, and then on the left side we have a slightly smaller version. Both of them work. Oh man, FPS drop. Okay, so let's just hop up here real quick. So this is one layer of the sugarcane farm, and it works pretty well. It's not lossless. There is a little bit of loss involved here, but it works pretty well anyway. And so yeah, this is the full size, and I would love to be able to do it this big, but there is a problem, which is that this thing is it's a little too wide. So okay, like for this, I think we go out. Yeah, it goes out all the way here, and whenever this gets powered, by the way, oh, come on, there we go. So all that stuff just flicks off and on. I'm leaving it in the on position for now because I don't need to actually harvest any sugarcane at the moment. So anyway, the reason that that's a problem is because we're not going to quite be able to fit that in as it's made right now. Earlier, when I did that, well, I don't know if you noticed, but it came out 2 blocks over the width of this hole here, and so that would have come all the way up to this block right here. And then when we put a shell on it, it's going to intrude in on this little area over here. So what I did instead was I went ahead and just reduced the farm by, I think it was 2 rows or something like that. Let me see. Yeah, so I shaved 2 rows off. And so we have a slightly smaller version of the same farm, but it still works just as fine. So there you go. Yep, there you go. So it still works perfectly good, but it's just a little bit thinner. Now, part of me is tempted to even make this smaller, but I really don't want to, because in order for the design up top, basically, yeah, for the top of this design to work, like as it is, it's small enough that I'm worried that it's not going to work out, and I'm going to have to come up with a different idea. But yeah, it's going to be cutting it really close, because I think that means that the side of this building is going to come all the way out to this block right here, which leaves virtually no room in between the building and this fence, which I just think is a shame. You know, it's just like squeezing it in a little bit too close, a lot closer than I would like. So it's going to be a really wide build, and hopefully a really cool one too. But yeah, this side even, well, we'll shave that in a little bit too, so I don't know, it might not be so bad. It might not be so bad, but I kind of feel like it's a little too close to the Gurkha. But what can you do? You know, what can you do? We could bring it in a little bit more, but in order to make it work, we'd have to bring it in increments of 2. Otherwise, the layout doesn't work quite correctly. So I think if we bring it in 2 more blocks, that's going to give us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, basically 14 sugarcane per layer, which is kind of a ridiculously small number. So as it is, it's already, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 11. Sorry if you can hear my kids in the background, they're going nuts. But anyway, so I just wanted to bring you guys in real quick and kind of show you. I'm going to have to completely rebuild that side, but it doesn't take too long. This is actually a pretty quick farm to build, especially for what you get out of it. So I'm going to get to work on that, and then I'm going to build this thing up. Probably my original plan was to just go 4 levels, but I might even go up 1 more, considering I'm not using as many pistons per layer. So we'll see. I'm going to build another 3 or 4 levels, rebuild that half, build another 3 or 4 levels, and then I'll show you the finished farm in action. I'll get the timer going on the bottom here. We're going to have a little hopper clock, I think, that automatically activates all this stuff with the torch tower and all that good stuff. So anyway, guys, I'm going to get the actual farm part of it done, and then I'll bring you back. Oh yeah, there it is, guys. There's the action right there. So anyway, we got this thing done, and I think it turned out pretty cool. It's going to be a really good farm, and I was tempted to make this thing even bigger, but I just don't think it's necessary. You know, before 1.8, you wanted tons and tons of sugarcane so you could do the paper trade with villagers, but now that we have these automated crop farms, I mean, you really don't need that much sugarcane anymore. So I think that this is going to be plenty for us. Let me see. Let me hop down here real quick. But the farm was a lot of fun to build. I really did enjoy building it, and once you get into a rhythm, it goes pretty fast. I couldn't keep my concentration up enough to just stack them up really quick. But once I started a layer, I could knock it out really fast. So anyway, I definitely recommend it. It's fun to build, and I think it's going to serve us really well. Again, I could go bigger, but I just don't see the point. I do, however, have tons of ideas. I have some really fun ideas for what we are going to do with all of that sugarcane moving forward. So I'm excited to get to that. And also, this thing is officially running now, so we can actually knock down the old sugarcane farm. But first, I wanted to show you guys something. I showed you that the wiring was pretty straightforward as far as knocking out or activating the pistons and retracting them. One problem that I did have building this farm is that I didn't realize how essential the glass was. In the tutorial, Mumbo basically says that, oh, it doesn't have to be glass, but he just did that for looks. Actually, on this particular row, glass is critical. Now right here, I don't think that has to be glass. I use glowstone just for the lighting, but that needs to be some kind of block that will not transfer a redstone signal. So I had lots of problems in the beginning doing that. The other thing, couple other things I want to tell you about too, is that this middle line of hoppers is completely optional, and I'm basically just doing that so that the farm will be an odd number across, and that's for aesthetic purposes completely. Otherwise, you could eliminate this middle row of hoppers. Whoop! That's alright, I wanted to hop down here next anyway, just to show you guys that this thing is operating on a hopper clock as well. So what we have here are these two hoppers face into each other, and they've got a couple of stacks of blocks in here, and whenever one goes into the other, these comparators pick that up and then power this redstone, which then pushes this redstone block, and I guess eventually that, okay, here we go, that eventually powers this comparator, which powers this dropper to shoot this up, and I think at some point this thing gets pulled back down. Once this gets pulled back down, it activates this comparator, which activates this repeater and basically turns off this redstone signal for just a moment. This thing is, I don't know that much about redstone, but this is what's called a monostable circuit. And I think, from what I understand, the purpose of that is to take a longer pulse and then shorten it to a really quick pulse. And so this thing just sends a really quick deactivation out to all of the pistons up there. And so yeah, the end result is that they just fire off the pistons really quick and then retract them. So anyway, that's how the farm works. The other thing, before we get to the next part, because the next part is the part I'm most excited about, is I did want to say, earlier I mentioned that the pilot is completed for Minecraft Landscaping Fast, and which is something that was requested by one of my subs, and I'm excited to put that out. But what I forgot to mention is when that will actually be released. I've been waiting to release it because I wasn't sure what day to release it on, but I think Sundays are probably going to be the days that we release that on. Oh, that was a good shot. So I think you can look forward to that starting off this Sunday, and I can't guarantee that I'll always get another video out, but I'm going to do my best, guys. I'm going to do my best. After all, oh, I was going to say, oh, this is just a hobby for me. I actually have my dream job in real life, and this is strictly for fun. So when I can get it out, I will. If I can't, I can't. But when I do, hopefully you guys will check it out and support it and enjoy it and get some good stuff out of it. I'm really excited for it. I think the first episode's really good. So, let's see, was there anything else before we get on to the next thing? I don't think so. It is epic build time, my friends. Epic build time. So, I need a graphic for that. By the way, I put a lot of extra effort into editing. I've spent some of my time learning some new video editing techniques, so please give the video a thumbs up if you're enjoying the new editing. But anyway, enough rambling. It's epic build time, guys. It's time to do the World Trade Center 2 design shell on top of this bad boy. And I think, I'm not sure exactly how tall I'm going to make it. The top is going to be a big experiment. I don't know if I should make it taller than this or about the same, or I don't know. It might end up being taller than this thing right here. But anyway, guys, I'm excited to see how this thing turns out. I'm nervous too, but we're going to do another time lapse. This time we're going to set it to some classical music, more like, oh, sorry about that, more like the normal style of montage that I do. So here we go, guys. I hope that you enjoy it. Let's get started with this epic build. Well, we have quite the view from up here, don't we? That floating island looks really cool. I can't wait till we get another one over there somewhere abouts, but anyway, let's hop on down here and take a look at this thing. Let's see, go ahead and grab an ender pearl. I'm gonna have to do some lighting up of this area here because a lot of mobs started spawning. Oh, no, oh my gosh. Okay, there we go. Alright, let's see how this thing looks. Let me back up from it just a little bit here, get out of the range of this beacon, this haste beacon. And 3, 2, 1. Oh man, that is awesome. That's awesome. That turned out really, really good. I was really worried because if I had a little more space, I know how I could make it look a little bit better. And it kind of makes me want to do a let's build of this thing because I know if I had enough space, I know how I could do it just a little bit better. But I think that all things considering, that is pretty dang cool. Let's go look at it from over here, from way back here. This thing is awesome. Yeah, man. It's the further away you get from it, the cooler it looks. That is really, really cool. It doesn't look awesome from up close, but from far away, it looks like spectacular. I love it. And I tell you what, man, our skyline is looking really, really good. We still have some stuff to do before that project is completely wrapped up. And man, like, that's cool. That's really cool. We still have to do the storage room, so I don't know if you saw it. There's a little staircase going underneath where the redstone is, and that's going to go, we're going to make an underground room where all of our drops and things are going to end up. Drops? No, sugarcane. So it's basically going to be a storage area where all the sugarcane winds up, similar to how you walk down and get your pumpkins and melons, but it's going to be, I think, it might be an actual room underneath. Oh my gosh, that turned out so good. But I think it's going to be an actual lobby underneath, so we'll probably do something like that. I might have to do it off camera, I'm not sure. Because the next episode, I have some really cool plans. Once we have some sugarcane stored up, we're going to do something really, really awesome, really, really fun in the next episode. I don't want to give it away, though. But anyway, oh, one thing too, I changed out, in the montage you saw me use coal blocks, and I changed that out for cyan stained clay, which is what I used to contrast the polished andesite in the observation tower. And I just thought the black, I mean, it looked alright from a distance, but I thought it was just too much of a contrast. It was a little too sharp, I guess. So that just kind of tones it down a little bit. But anyway, what was I over here for? Right, the map. Because I was saying we don't usually get to update this thing together. Maybe this time we can. Uh-oh. I think that one goes over here. So hard when you can't see what's going on. And this one goes in the middle. There we go. So, excuse me, I had to cough there. There we go. Oh, there it is. Check it out, guys, in the right there. Yeah, man. Yeah, man, there we go. That's looking really cool. That beacon won't be there, of course, but awesome. Well, guys, yeah, we do need to do the storage room, but I am out of time this week to record. So I hope that you enjoyed the episode. I put a lot of effort into this one, so if you did enjoy it, please do hit the like button. It always means a lot to me, and I really appreciate the support. And if you're new to the series, please subscribe so you can follow along as we continue to build our epic base. We have some really cool projects coming up right around the corner, and we'd love to have you along for the ride. And if you are a current subscriber, please share the video if you can and just help get the word out. If you think this is a good series, then help spread the word, because the channel growth has pretty much stopped here lately, and I'd love to have as many people as we can get. In fact, I'm thinking about, I'll probably demonetize the videos just to help encourage more people to subscribe and to watch, because I mean, like I said, this is just a hobby for me, so I don't really need the money or anything. Not that there is any right now. But anyway, so help me out, guys. See if we can get some more people on board to help us develop our base here. But anyway, let me know what you think in the comments. Feel free always to hang out in the comments. I really like talking to you guys and stuff like that. And yeah, this outro is going on for ages. So until next time, guys, may you be happy, may you be well, and take care. I'll see you later.